Okay, so first we're going to do 8.1, which is currency conversion. And this is a quick one. This is a really quick lesson. As long as you know the basics, you really can figure out most problems. There are some really tricky currency conversion problems though, but we're just going to go over the basics and hope that you can, take it further. So the way that I like to do currency conversion, instead of thinking of formulas, I like to do proportions. So for example, let's say you had to convert US dollars. How many US dollars? One. Let's do 30 because 100 is too easy, I would say. US dollars to what kind of currency?
Euros.
To euros. And what do you want the conversion rate to be?
1 US dollar equals 63 cents.
63.63 euros?
Yeah. I don't know.
That doesn't. No. Throw a bigger number out. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. 0.63. That makes sense. Okay, so let's say we had to convert 30 US dollars to euros, and 1 US dollar is equal to 0.63 euros. All right. In this question, I actually already wrote 1 USD, 1 US dollar equals 0.63 euros. But in a word problem, they might not set it up so nicely for you. If they don't, you do that first. So always first write down the currency conversion, the rate that they give you. What now?
So 30 times 0.63.
Don't tell me what to do yet. Tell me how to set it up first.
So the USD over USD.
So we have 30 US dollars, so we put that there under US dollars. So same. And we put the euros under euros, so we don't know how many euros we have. So it's equal to some unknown, we could say X amount of euros. So just make sure that your units are lining up. US dollars over US dollars, euros over euros. Now when your units are lined up, what do? Cross multiply. It might seem silly when you already know that it was going to turn out to be a multiplication question. But in those confusing questions, when you know you can always go back to setting up the proportion and cross multiplying, you'll always be able to get these questions. So x times 1, so x is equal to, tell me. X is equal to? What do I have to do? It's okay. And then go back to the currency. What currency? 18.9 you said? All right, so notice I put 18.90. Why did I do that? Exactly. In financial math, this is the only topic that goes against what I said about rounding to 3 significant figures. In financial math, you want to always round to 2 decimal places unless the question says otherwise. So if the question does not specify in financial math, you want to round money to 2 decimal places, just like cents. So 18.90 euros. Any questions? All right, so let's talk about buy and sell rate. And buy and sell rate. We're not going to actually do a question, but I just wanted you to see it. All right. These questions are not that common when they give you a different rate for buying and a different rate for selling, but they do come up, so I wanted to mention it. In a question with one buy rate and one sell rate, you have to keep the perspective of who in mind?
The person who is exchanging the product.
Actually, it's the bank.
The bank?
Yeah.
Oof.
So use the bank's perspective. So if they say that somebody came to the bank to get some US dollars, if the person wanted US dollars, what is the person doing?
They're selling.
Wait, what?
They're
Well,
buying.
they're buying from the bank, which means the bank is
Selling.
selling. Very nice. All right. So if the person wants US dollars, they go to the bank to buy the US dollars, but the bank is selling, so you would use the sell rate. Versus if the person doesn't want their US dollars anymore, and so they're going to the bank to get rid of their US dollars, what's the bank doing? It's going to buy it back. So then you use the buy rate. So that's the one little thing about buy and sell rate to remember.
Usually the sell rate is always bigger than the buy rate.
You know, I always get mixed up with them.
Like the bank, yeah.
Yeah, but yes, I won't say that. I won't say yes or no because it's recorded. All right. Let us now talk about commission. Percent commission. So sometimes the bank just straightforward says, you know what, I'll give you some currency, but you need to give me some money in exchange. So I'm going to take 3% of this exchange before I even exchange. So for example, let's do a quick problem. A bank charges, hold on, 3% commission for transactions. You would like? All right, what do I do first?
Set up your, like, do the exchange, like how much it would be,
Sure, we can.
and then you do like.
All right, let me ask a more specific question. Suppose I said to you I want the the commission in US dollars. What would I do first?
Take out 3% of it.
Right. So it depends on what you want the commission in. If you want it in US dollars, you do the commission first. But if you wanted it in euros, you do the commission after. So
Since the question is asking like in euros, so it's the commission after.
no, it doesn't specify how you want the.
$30,
Not
not
the
the
commission,
euros.
or the 3%.
Yeah, the bank doesn't care. This question, the bank doesn't care if it's in euros or US dollars.
Okay, got it.
So you could do it before or after. All right. So I'm gonna specify it. I'm gonna say I want the commission in US dollars. So we have to do it first.
So it's $9 in commission. So
How-
it's what you want.
How'd you do that?
0.3.
0.3, 0.03. All right. So 0.03. How'd you get 0.03?
So it's
Yeah, the answer's.
it's point.
Hmm?
Point.
0.9.
Yeah.
0.9 what? I didn't.
It's nine.
All right. Let's do it. 0.03. Where'd you get the 0.03 from? Tell me again. 3%. So you change it to decimal. So so times 30, and you get what?
29. So
0.9.
Yeah. So then you just subtract that from 30. It's 29.1.
All right.
So 9 cents.
90 cents. 29.10. Okay, so let's talk. Let me make sure everybody knows what this is. That's what you're paying the bank, a whole 90 cents. Greedy bank. All right. So you're paying the bank 90 cents. When you pay the bank 90 cents out of your $30, you pay the bank 90 cents out of $30, you have $29.10 left to exchange. So then the question becomes very similar to the first question we did, which was exchange $29.10. So first, what do you want to write down?
29 equals, I mean, €1 equals 1 I mean, yeah, 1 euro equals 1.9 US dollars.
And then we put euro on the euro, US dollars on the US dollars. What do we have? What do we have left to exchange?
29.10
And what is that? What is the units of that again?
USD.
Exactly. So we put that under the USD, so it's 29.1 USD. So now that's under the right thing. And we don't know how many euros we're going to get, so we put that over here. And we cross multiply.
So let's just
Go ahead.
29.10 over 1.39. $20.94.
X equals 29.1 over 1.39, which tell me again, what is that?
20.94 euros.
Good.